Hello, I'm Tony Gutierrez from Nebulb, and today I'm going to show you two pictures that I shot last weekend during a workshop that it was in Madrid during the Ignite Congress. And this workshop was about landscape astrophotography, but last weekend was an awful weekend to enjoy landscape astrophotography because the moon was plain nearly full. 97% of full moon. It was a horrible weekend, but the days of the Congress were the last weekend, and I had a workshop about landscape astrophotography, and then I had to try to get a Milky Way picture, and even more, the place where the Congress was and when the workshop was here. I'm going to show you the place. Okay, this is a light pollution map. This is Spain, and the Congress was in Madrid. The Ignite Congress was in Madrid. Here in white you get the maximum light pollution, Madrid. In the center of Madrid is Bortle class 8-9. But the Congress wasn't in the center of Madrid, was near Madrid, in Torrejón de Ardoz. Here, where is Torrejón de Ardoz? Okay, it's here. And exactly the position of the workshop was here, in the Europe Park, here. Because here there is a replica of Eiffel Tower, and a small Eiffel Tower, or small. It has more than 30 meters of height. And here the Bortle is class 7, is an awful area to practice landscape astrophotography, and even more, the moon was nearly full, 97%, and even more, the moon was very close to galactic center, to the galactic center of the Milky Way. It was very close to galactic center. It was an absolutely crazy idea to practice landscape astrophotography, and even more to perform a workshop then. But yeah, you know, the workshop has this day. There were more light painting workshops, but my workshop was about landscape astrophotography, and it was very difficult and frustrated. But yeah, in this session I would like to show you the picture that I could take, and this is the first shot because there were more problems, even more. Yeah, the situation was even worse. It was horrible. It was absolutely crazy. Okay, the snow. Okay, this is the first shot that I've tried. Okay, here. The idea was that in the park, the lights of the park, it will be switch off, or it will turn off. But the problem is that the lights of the park started to switching on, and this was the first light. Then there is a light here, and some minutes after there were more lights closer to me, switch on, and at the end, the last picture was absolutely crazy. It's I've talked with the manager of the park because it's supposed to be that all the lights would be switched off, but there were the truth was that all the lights of the park started to switch on, and it was impossible. But I tried to process these pictures. This picture I tried to process with Nebulb. Then I'm going to show you the result. All these pictures I've loaded to Nebulb. This is the original one. This is one of these. Here you can see I'm going to change the language to English. Okay. You have here loaded images, 95 images, exposure time 4 seconds. a very short exposure times because due to the light pollution, due to the lights of the park and the full moon, it was 4 seconds, it was too high, and the ISO 2000. Yeah, and it's supposed that the Milky Way was here. It's supposed to be. This is an original raw image of the session, and my idea was to hide the moon behind the Eiffel Tower. It was my idea to reduce the direct impact of the light to the lens and to avoid the halos and flares and things like that in the lens, in the camera lens. And I only have the total capture time than the moon spent to cross behind the Eiffel Tower. And this is the original one, and when, the only thing that I've done is loaded the raw images to Nebulb, select a mask for the sky. This is a sky mask. In the inner of the tower, I don't fill the gaps because it's not necessary. With this awful condition, it's not necessary to fill the gaps inside the tower. At the end, with the blending in mask, in the blending transition, you can manage the situation. And when you have that, you can select the preset Milky Way and process. This is already processed, and this is the result that you get after processing. More or less the same image. I'm going to show you the difference. This is one image, one raw image. Here you can see some noise. It's not very noisy, but yeah, a little bit. And here is the process, is the stacked image. The difference, the noise. This is a noiseless image, but the Milky Way is, I don't know where is the Milky Way, because it's supposed to be here. As you can see, this is a crazy idea. I think this is absolutely crazy. Then my only hope was the module light pollution. My only hope was that the reduction of light pollution module of Nebulb, and I'm going to show you what can I do with this module. The only that I'm going to do is to use the reduction step by step. This is one step of reduction, more or less the same. 2 steps of reduction. Oh yeah. Something is happening here because this is the Milky Way. This is the Lake Nebula. This is the Lake Nebula. I think 3 steps. Yeah, this is the Milky Way. It was there. Okay, this is halo is due to the high intensity of the full moon that it was behind the tower. But I'm going to increase even more the reduction slider. And here it's the Milky Way. It's incredible for me. It's absolutely incredible. The Lake Nebula here. Wow, it's amazing. It's amazing for me that. Yeah, and the maximum reduction is wow. It's wow. Here it is, the Milky Way. Yes, here it is. Yeah, it's a very noisy image. You have some artifacts as well. Yeah, it's not a perfect image, but here it is. Here it is, the Milky Way. Yeah, it was. When I saw it, for me it was incredible. I didn't believe it. Because even more, the environment, the atmosphere, it wasn't clear. In the bottom area of the atmosphere, it was unclouded. It wasn't clear in the bottom area, and you can see here all the waves due to the environment, the atmosphere conditions, due to these clouds, smooth clouds, but it wasn't clear as well. Full moon, light pollution, Bortle 7, lights closer to the lens, and the Milky Way is here. The Milky Way is here only with 8 minutes of capture time, 95 images of 4 seconds, only using the reduction slider of light pollution module of Nebulb. It's incredible for me. For me, this module for me is the difference, because it's like an after and before, because since I use the light pollution reduction module, I enjoy a lot. Almost in every session I get some result, because it's incredible. For me, this picture is not a great picture, because it's a bad picture. You have a lot of artifacts. You have this horrible area here, white area, due to the halo of the full moon. But for me, it's incredible to see here. The Milky Way was here. It's a very, very hard. I have to say to you that this is the most difficult ever picture of Milky Way that I've done, or I've tried done. I've some years ago I've tried a similar picture inside the Valencia city in Spain, and the light pollution situation, it was similar to here, but the difference was that in that session it wasn't a moon. It was a day without moon, and it was in this situation easy to manage the light. But in this case, with full moon and even closer to the galactic center, very, very close, for me it's incredible. And the second shot, I took a second shot. In this case, it is the same, but I orientated the camera to put the moon behind the lower part of the Eiffel Tower, and in this case, the lights were switched off, fortunately, in this second time, and YouTube, I could manage to get more capture time. In this case, this is an original picture. I'm going to change the language another time. Okay, you have here 179 pictures, 16 minutes, the double capture time of the other session, 4 seconds as well of exposure time, and yeah, that's all. The same situation. Here you have some flares due to the direct impact of the light moon in the camera lenses. But it's the same situation. Here it's supposed to be the Milky Way. And the only thing that you have to do is to load it, import the raw, always important, very important, the raw files, always, because you have all the information, the most information is in the raw. To select a mask for the sky, here the orange area is the mask for the sky that I selected, and in this case I selected the preset full processing, because I tried to get some meteors. It was a lucky session, but I didn't have luck in this case. I get some satellites, but only satellites, don't meteors. And then, what's the result that I get with this session? This is the same picture processes. The same picture, but without noise, noiseless. And the same but before. I can play with the light pollution removal step by step. This is one step of reduction, 2 steps of reduction. Okay, here you can start to see the Milky Way here with 2 steps, 3 steps of reduction. Okay, this is 4 steps, and you can see clearly now, and the maximum reduction. This is an absolutely crazy situation. Okay, and this is, here it is the Milky Way. In this case is more in the bottom area. Here is the Lake Nebula, and you can see as well, okay, some nebulas, the quality of the image is not good. I know it, but for me it's incredible to get a picture of the Milky Way in that worst conditions. For me it was absolutely incredible. The only thing, this halo that you get, this is light, this is a light effect around the Eiffel Tower is not natural. It's due to we have applied a very extreme light pollution reduction in the sky, and in the transition between the Eiffel Tower to the sky, this is not a natural. To manage that, you can select with the lighthouse button. This is the exclusion. This is the max to enhance the blending of subjects protruding above the horizon. All the subjects that are protruding above the horizon, you can select it, and after that, in the blending area, here you can select it blending option for this mask. That is for objects that are over the horizon. And in this case, to avoid this light emission around the Eiffel Tower, you can reduce the exposure balance a little bit, and only compensation with the exposure balance, only with that you can, okay, this is better, a little bit more here, okay, for me, okay, this is nice for me. You can get a natural, okay, here you have even the glow of the stars. The Milky Way, I know this is not the best Milky Way, but it is a Milky Way closer to the full moon in a Bortle 7 area. I repeat this a lot of times because I don't believe it. I see, but I don't believe it. For me, it's the worst situation ever. For me, it's incredible. I'm so happy that Nebulb have been able to manage this situation. Incredible Nebulb. For me, it's incredible. Wow, I'm so happy to see that picture. I'm so happy. And I have one thing more. This is, as I've selected the full processing preset, and I selected for the Star Trails special effect final sparkle. I'll get this curious effect. This is like it seems to be comets to falling down to the Eiffel Tower with the light pollution gradient and the light of the moon gradient. Yeah, it's not a great picture, but yeah, this is a curious picture that I've get because I've selected the full processing. And that's all. This is Nebulb. This is what I wanted to show you today. My last session that I've get in the workshop on last Saturday. And if you like what you have seen in this video, if you like landscape astrophotography, if you like this video, you can go to, here in the description you have the website of nebulb.com, and then if you like what you see and you like it, you can subscribe to the newsletter of Nebulb, because then in the newsletter is where I get all the information to the subscribers. My communication channel is by email, and if you want to get more information, the commercial information about the license prices, all the information, you only have to subscribe. And after that, if you don't like it, or if you want to unsubscribe, it's too easy, because in all the emails that you receive from me, you have an unsubscribe link button at the bottom of the email, and that's all. Yeah, thank you to be here, and I'll show you more pictures processes in Nebulb in the next video. Bye. Thank you very much.